What's going on? What's going on? What's going on, Don Dons? I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you're doing well. Listen, we got some things to talk about. We have some things to talk about. But before we get into any of this, this is your boy Chef Don Don. I'm here with another video. We are going to hit several topics, some disturbing topics, a little bit triggering, but I do feel like we do need to discuss these topics. So we are here to do so. Okay. Now, before we get started on anything, please make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you bang that notification bell. For some reason, YouTube is being real finicky on sending out the notifications. So you may have to start over as far as the notifications. Make sure you bang that notification bell. Make sure you hit that like button as you come on up in the room. And make sure you comment and just let me know how you feel about these topics, okay? These are some very touchy topics. So the first thing we're going to be discussing is a um, story coming out of Indiana where two 5 month old twins were kidnapped and they were found by two individuals. So we're going to talk about it. Two cousins cracked the case, child. Then we're going to talk about a Missouri woman who tracks down her stolen Hyundai, child. The Hyundai, I mean, beep, beep, beep. Who got the keys to the Jeep? Boom, boom. Okay, but anyway, she had to find out who had the Hyundai, baby. But she killed two men at the gas station while she was doing so. And then the very last story that we're gonna get into: beloved LA pastor and foster mom 61 is struck and unalived by a hit and run driver, child. So we're gonna get into these stories, okay? But before we do, again, make sure that you like this video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. And let's get into some things, period. Hey, thank y'all again for tuning in. Thank you for tuning in. Please make sure again that you hit that like button and make sure you subscribe to the channel. All right, let's get into our first story. Okay, so shout out to the neighborhood talk. These are where I sing these stories at. However, the first story we're going to talk about the missing twins. That story definitely is coming from. I'm going to be getting this from CNN. Okay, so give me just a minute. We're gonna pull this up and we're gonna talk about it. We are definitely gonna talk about it because this this is crazy. This is crazy. I mean, it really just goes to show you that people um nowadays are just up to any and everything, and it's a little scary um to say the least. Like it's crazy. Okay, it's crazy. So I do want to get into this quick story here really quick. Give me just a second, guys. I am pulling it up on the screen, but I want to be able to zoom in it so that you guys can read along with me. All right, I think this is going to work for us. Well, maybe not. Okay, thank you guys for your patience. Please make sure that you like this video. All right, so here we go. Give me just a second. Let's pull it up on the screen. Um, And again, y'all, this is sad. Again, this is coming from CNN. All right, we got it here. This is coming from CNN. So I will go ahead and paste the link to this actual video in the description box below. Okay. Now this says two Indianapolis police officers that spent the day searching in vain for a missing baby in a stolen vehicle when they stopped to eat and gather their wits. All right. The two uh women suspected of stealing a 2010 black Honda Accord had been taken into custody earlier that day. Now, on December the 22nd, but the vehicle was still missing. More urgently, baby Kason Thomas was in the car with the twin, I believe it's Kyer Thomas, when it was stolen 3 days earlier in Columbus, Ohio, had yet to be found. Now, it was time for us to decompress because we were disappointed that we could not find him. Sergeant Sean Anderson of the Indianapolis Metropolitan Police Department told CNN affiliate Wish TV. Now, The article goes on to say, and then God opened up the heavens to us and almost took him and put him right in our hands. At the same time as the officers has stopped to eat, two women were also hungry during their search for the same baby, they told the Indianapolis Star. Now, Indianapolis resident Shane Delmar and her cousin Mika Curry told the paper they had been following their own trail of clues about the missing baby since Wednesday. Now, child, this was some people. This is the cousins. They decided to take this into their own hands. Now, according to Star Delmar, interest in the case began on Tuesday when she had an interaction with the woman who she and Curry believed looked like the suspect in the kidnapping. Now, the cousins arranged a meeting with the woman on Thursday and helped lead police to their location. They told the Star and the woman was taken into custody. Now, police announced the arrest of the kidnapping suspect, Nala Jackson, that same afternoon. CNN reached out to the Indianapolis police to verify if the woman the cousins knew only as May was indeed Jackson. Now, the suspect, Nyla Jackson, 24, was awaiting extradition to Columbus, where she faces two felony counts of kidnapping. A warrant for Jackson's arrest was filed through the Franklin County Court, according to an online docket. The Marion County Sheriff's Office has also charged Jackson with battery of bodily waste, online court records show. Now, it is unclear if Jackson has an attorney. Now, on the night of December the 19th, Kaysen and Kyer Thomas were left inside of a running car as their mother picked up a DoorDash order in Columbus. Now, let me just go ahead and stop there. Now, this poor mother out here making ends meet, trying to do what she got to do. She got to do the DoorDash in order to make ends meet and feed her children and different things like that. She out here really trying to work, and you gonna take this from you gonna take this lady's babies from her, and she's really out there trying to work. Now, do I agree with leaving the children in the car? I do not. However, I can understand if she is really trying to work and make a way for her children. Now, the article goes on to say this. When she returned, the car was gone along with the twins, according to the Columbus police. Now, Kyer was found abandoned near the Dayton International Airport in the early hours of December the 20th, police said. But it would be days before Kaysen was found in Indianapolis, about 175 miles from where he was taken. And even after Jackson's arrest, Kaysen hadn't been found. The cousins told the Star that based on a bus schedule I'm sorry, based on a bus schedule left in their car by the woman, they decided to trace the bus route to look for cars buried in snow. Now, there outside of Papa John's was a stolen car with a baby inside. The paper reported. Now, the cousins told the paper that they spotted the officers nearby and flagged them. Now, CNN has reached out to the Indianapolis Columbus police, is attempting to reach Delmar and Curry. Now, the Indianapolis Star reported that the police radio communication, social media posts, and what authorities have released matched up to Delmar and Curry, or what Delmar and Curry told them. Now, in a tweet, Indianapolis police thanked all who helped locate Kaysen and didn't mention Delmar or Curry specifically. When we found him, he was cold, right? But he was awake. He was breathing. He was moving around a little bit. L said in an interview with WBNS TV. Now, his eyes were open wide and just trying to take everything in. Kaysen's family said he was doing as well as to be expected under the circumstances that the station reported. Now, LaFonda Thomas, the twins' grandmother, said that she was overwhelmed by the discovery. This is going to be the best Christmas ever, she told BNS TV. I'm so excited. It is a miracle. Now, pretty much here in that, you know, the twins were taken. The twins were taken, and bottom line, one was found and the other one hadn't been found yet. And so the cousins cracked down the case, and so the babies thank God, have been found. And this family was able to enjoy Christmas with those babies. I just thank God that those babies were not harmed. Oh my God, I just have to thank God that those babies were not harmed because people are crazy out here. Nobody cares that it's the holiday. They just doing whatever they want to do. They doing whatever they want to do. So again, thank God that they were able to find um the baby. Thank God about that. Okay. All right. Now that was in regards to the missing twins. Okay. So we're going to move over to our next story. All right. We're going to move over to our next story. So our next story is going to be about a Missouri woman tracking down her stolen Hyundai and kills two men at the gas station, child. Lord have mercy. When I saw that, I was like, what is going on with these people? What's going on with these people? Um, so give me just a second here. Um, okay. So let's take a look here. We're gonna pull this up here. All right. Now, this is coming from now it says Missouri woman tracks down stolen Hyundai and she unalives two in a shootout at a gas station. Now, child, when I saw this, now this was down in the St. Louis, baby. This was down in the St. Louis. When I heard this, I was like, oh my goodness, baby. What you're not about to do is play with sus. That's what you're not about to do. That's what she said today. You can play with a lot of people. But she said what you not about to do is play with her. So let's get this story up on the screen and we going to talk about it. Okay? We are going to talk about it. Now again, this is the story that we're talking about here. So give me just a second. Let me share my screen again because I was like, what is going on? Okay. So I want to make this big so you guys can see it. So give me just a few more moments and we're gonna put this up here on the screen so we can read this together. Because I was like, what in the world is going on? All right, now this is coming from KIRO 7. All right. Now, a St. Louis, a Missouri woman whose car was allegedly stolen is accused of tracking down the suspected theft on Wednesday, unaliving two men and wounded another one, authorities said. Now, Demisha Coleman, 35, of Spanish Lake, was arrested Wednesday and charged with two counts of first degree M word, three counts of armed criminal action, and one count of first degree assault, according to St. Louis County online court records, baby. Now, this thing goes on to say that she was charged on Thursday in the deaths of Darius Jackson, 19 years old, and Joseph Ferrer, 49. All right. Now, the St. Louis Post Dispatch reported that two men were fatally shot outside a Speedy gas station in St. Louis, according to the newspaper. Now, it goes on to say this. Now, two men were pronounced dead at the scene, KSDK TV reported. Now, another male victim was taken to the hospital in critical condition with a gunshot wound to his head, according to the television station. Now, it was not immediately clear which three men was suspected of stealing Coleman's vehicle, according to Post Dispatch. Now, police said that after Coleman's Hyundai Tucson SUV was stolen, she tracked the vehicle to the gas station. All right. Now, at about 10:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, Coleman was captured on surveillance footage walking up to the vehicle at the gas station's parking lot. The Post Dispatch reported she was with a man who police have not identified, but authorities said they were both carrying guns. Now, the video shows Coleman opening the front passenger door of the SUV with her gun raised, while the man opened the door. Opened the driver's side door. KMOV TV reported police said that Coleman opened fire and shot out, and a shootout occurred, according to the television station. Now, Coleman allegedly told detectives during a recorded interview that she went to the gas station to take her stolen car back, then identified herself on footage, according to the court documents. Now, Farrell was shot in the torso, and police found him next to the gasoline pump. The Post Dispatch reported. Now, Jackson was on the ground next to the SUV and had also been shot in the torso, according to the police. Now, the third man was found on uh, the far end of the gas station parking lot. Coleman is scheduled to appear in court on Thursday, according to the online court documents. Child, she said, one thing you're not about to do is play with me. Um, you know, listen, it is very crazy and unfortunate to be in a situation like this. I mean, you did unalive these two people, and I mean, it was based off of a shootout actually happening. So, I mean, I don't know how I necessarily. I mean, that's a lot. Y'all got to drop down in the comment section and tell me how y'all feel about this. Because I mean, look, it resulted in a shootout, y'all, which is crazy to me. It's just really crazy to me. So anyway, y'all drop down in the comment section and let me know what you think about that thing right there. Let me know what you think about that thing right there. Okay, baby. Let me know. Let me know. Let me know. All right. Let's get into our last story that we are going to discuss. All right. This is the last story that we are going to discuss. Okay. So we are going to be talking about the beloved pastor, the LA, the beloved LA pastor. Okay. Um, Now give me just a second here. All right. Now, the beloved LA pastor was also a foster mom. So we're going to get into this story here really quick because this is sad. Trigger warning. You know, one thing about it is I like to cover all of these stories because they are all important. They are all important. So give me just a second, and we're going to pull this story up here really quick, and we're going to give this thing a chat. Um. All right, just a few more moments here. Now, y'all make sure y'all like the video, okay? And make sure you subscribe to the channel. I don't know what y'all waiting on. I don't know what you're waiting on. I don't know what you're waiting on, but you better get on to it. Get on to it. It ain't nothing but to get to it, baby. It ain't nothing but to get to it. Make sure that you are notified whenever I do go live or whenever I drop any type of videos or anything that I have going on. Okay. All right. So give me just a second here. We're gonna pull this thing up and we're gonna give it a talk. Okay. What I'm gonna do is I always like to read the story prior to me, um, prior to us listening to the video. Okay, so we are gonna listen to this story here really quick, and then well, hold on one second, guys. Let's- All right, y'all make sure again you hit that like button as you come on up in here, y'all. Make sure you hit that like button. All right. So I'm gonna put that there on the screen. All right. Now this goes to say, it says, neighbor, this is a great um neighbors, this is a great tragedy, especially during the holidays. A retired minister and foster mother of six children in South Los Angeles has been unalived in a hit and run. Now, according to the Daily Mail, 61-year-old Trina Newman tragically lost her life being struck by a car right after she dropped off gifts for the underprivileged children at a community center. The incident occurred at a 88th Street and South Broadway around 3:25 p.m. as Newman was getting into her car shortly after she was pronounced dead. Now, her family and friends are pleading with anyone with information to please reach out to the LAPD. I still don't believe it. I want to get another phone call from her. It hurts really bad the day before Christmas. Christmas will never be the same. Now, the vehicle was described as a I'm sorry, a gray SUV, possibly a Nissan. Neighbors, what are your thoughts? So shout out to the neighborhood talk for this. Now we are going to get into the video. Now, one thing I will say in regards to this is very sad because this is one of those cases where they don't know it was a hit and run, so they don't know who did it. But we want to get justice for Miss Newman. So let's just take a listen at the video and we're gonna go from there, okay?
Just couldn't believe what I heard over the phone.
Sadness and shock running through the South LA community following a fatal hit-and-run accident along Broadway and 88th Street that killed this beloved community activist. Family members identified the victim as 61-year-old Trina Newman, who was doing a toy drive for local children and was dropping off presents when a driver, recorded in this surveillance video that KTLA obtained, plowed into Newman just seconds after she stepped off the sidewalk near the community center and began walking to the driver's side of her vehicle, which was dented in the impact.
Everybody is heart-stricken at this particular moment in time with this tragic accident. Words cannot express what she means to this community.
A minister, wife, and mother who also fostered more than a handful of other children. Her daughter overcome with grief that a person who dedicated her life to helping others would lose it in such a violent and cold way.
She helped everybody. Like, she gave back to the community.
All right. So it's really sad to hear that, everyone is just pouring nothing but love into her. I am so sorry to hear that she unfortunately lost her life while serving the community, doing great things in her community. I, give props to anyone who's a foster parent because it's not easy. It's not easy doing any of that. So shout out to her for doing that. But unfortunately, I'm definitely praying for her family. I can understand that Christmas will never be the same because you did lose someone who was a pillar to the family, a pillar to the community. And again, I just want to say I'm sorry and want to send my condolences to the family in regards to this. Again, we are going into a new year. And so I just want to wrap my arms around any family that is going through a lot. Okay. Now, y'all already know what to do. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I'm gonna leave you with this video. All right, I'm gonna leave you with this video. Y'all make sure you share this, share it with your friends, your family. It's just a little quick hot topic video. I just wanted to talk to y'all, chat it up, see how y'all felt about this. Drop down in the comment section. Please be respectful and make sure you are creative with your cuss words. All right. If you feel like cussing, make sure you're creative with your cuss words. All right. With that being said, I will catch you guys in the next video. Toodles.